Joshua, not Gnarly Plant, Irina Razumic, Aya Sasaki, Kayla Gertz, Nelson Barwise, Rosie Wild, Maya Hyson, Alyssa Sales, Theodora Juric, Minora Akiyama, Addison Broadbent, Samantha Kerwood-Wagner, Annalie Bidwell, Ji-Yun Seo.
Heidelberg have a former member of South Korea's national team playing for them. She scored at the 2002 at Women's Asian Cup. Didn't even get a fucking side.
Did you say 2002?
Yeah. The one they made the final.
2002?
Yeah.
Fucking 24 years ago.
No, 2022. What am I saying?
Jesus.
Yeah, sorry. 4 years ago.
Heidelberg, dude?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
99.
That's incredible. What is it? What is a player of that caliber doing here? Not saying that.
Mate, wait till you do an Avondale game. Avondale have Elisa Keller-Knight playing for them.
What?
Hannah Wilkinson up top, Beatty Goad on the wing.
Is it money or is it just...
Combination of they enjoy playing football and they like to have a kick about and Avondale play decent money.
That's good.
Alyssa Dallos.
I'd love to do a game there.
Alyssa Dallos, Emily Shields, Annabelle Yates, Kat Ranahan, Claudia Mircic, Leah Mahiri, Sarah Kane, Nia Salah, Maddie Rakic, Jane G. Garron, Olivia Bomford, Tiff Eliadis, Cleo Angel, Emily Bunnell, Maya Markowski, Ash Jordan, Rosie Roger. Heidelberg coaches Dennis Georgakopoulos. FC Bulleen Lions is coach Caitlin Friend. Heidelberg United, FC Bulleen Lions, Senol NPLW Women's Victoria, Keeley Lockhart Memorial Cup.
Hey Joe, can I ask you, mate, what's the... I know Heidelberg's captain in Heidelberg last year. What's the significance of this game?
So, not the captain, she's one of their strikers. Keeley took her own life last year, very unexpectedly. The night of the game. Basically, when played the game, went home, took her own life. So obviously sent Heidelberg to 6. So they have retired number 9 as far as I'm aware. They named Keeley Lockhart on the bench in the grand final. Keeley Lockhart named on the bench today as well for Heidelberg, even though she's obviously playing. And so basically, she played in her career. She played for Heidelberg, Bulleen, and Eltham. Eltham aren't in the NPLW, Bulleen and Heidelberg are. So today they'll play for the Keeley Lockhart Memorial Cup. Just really unfortunate that today is also the debut of the match day sponsor of Australia.
I'll make sure not to zoom in on it too much.
Should be alright. What are we going to do? At least they're invested in the World Cup. So yeah, so basically Keeley, rather beloved member of the team. But you win brother. So after number 4. She just never enjoyed herself. Oh, it's brutal. It was tragic. Terrible. So she was much loved. So today, they'll play for the cup. So it sounds like
we're doing a minute silence before the game as well, but that's also for Keeley and Samantha Kerwood-Wagner's grandmother.
Yeah, I'll say the monologue about Keeley for after the game when we feel the dead air, that's what he's full time in the actual presentation. So no one's given me any time how long it will take. I don't think they know how long it will take, but in the event that it's going very quickly, I'll just wrap it up quicker. In the event that I need to pay for more time, I'll just pay for more time. They are not even, like I spoke to, wasn't even sure if they'll have like a PA or something.
I don't even know if, because I think from my end, I don't control anything other than what it's being beamed out. I don't control when it stops and starts.
Chris definitely told me that the plan is for
You need to actually respond to Chris.
yeah, Sportscast will stay with the cup presentation after the match. That's what he told me.
What am I doing? What am I doing? I forgot what I'm doing.
You said you were going to do this to Chris, mate.
Thank you very much.
Dennis, you kept citing a Korean international quiet. Who? Ji Yun. I'm just doing my research. Hold on, what?
We'd like to keep everything low key. I mean,
She's playing for you now, mate.
She's not like that old either.
30
So yeah, she's in her prime. Wow.
ish.
Sorry, ish. I still don't know how. Why isn't she in the A-League?
Hey?
Why isn't she in the A-League? That's curious.
I mean, she could just not want
That's true.
to play. Like, she wasn't a prolific international. She was like a fringe international.
Okay.
Still.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
And I'm not going to be in your way standing here, or do I need to take a step back? Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. So I'll take a step forward when the ball's around here, and then when the ball gets past me, I'll take a step back. No dramas. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Standard comms. Bit more excited comms. Very excited comms. levels are good. Had to do a sound check. Might as well be literal with it. Also, informs anybody hearing, if anybody's listening early, just why I'm doing it. Welcome, one and all, to Olympic Village as round 8 of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria season continues with an extra special evening from here in Melbourne's inner north as Heidelberg United and FC Bulleen Lions meet in a clash that is not only one of the most anticipated on the Victorian women's football calendar, but also is set to mark the first staging of the Keely Lockhart Memorial Cup. And before we continue, before we get underway, we will have a minute's silence here in honour of the memory of Keely Lockhart, as well as in memory of the grandmother of Heidelberg representative Samantha Kerwood-Wagner. So, two sides preparing to get underway off Catalina Street. FC Bulleen Lions entering this competition, riding a 5-game winning run, not having lost since Caitlin Friend returned from a 2-game suspension to start the season. Heidelberg, meanwhile, enter this game unbeaten in their past 3 games, winners of their last 2 wins against Alamein last week, helping to propel them further up the table. That itself coming off the back of a win over Spring Hill. So, haven't just feasted on the bottom of the table, have they? Has Heidelberg that win over Alamein, 3rd place entering the rounds, and Spring Hill's in 6th place. So, a decent bit of form for the Burgers, the defending premiers, who are also welcoming a new sponsor today, Trailer Trash, as you might see out there. Trash Solution Needs. Tossing the coin, but now they await what is rapidly emerging as the toughest test in football. An FC Bulleen Lions side that is absolutely rolling, and following South Melbourne's win over Alamein earlier this afternoon, potentially able to go top of the table if they secure a win by 3 goals or more. You see Bulleen Lions in their pre-game huddle. Caitlin Friends watching on. And Heidelberg United. Team Photo, as mentioned, new matchday sponsor. Always good to see investment coming into Victorian women's football. And the referees behind us all looking on with a bit of bemusement as we await the commencement of proceedings here at Olympic Village. This is the second game of a doubleheader. Heidelberg's men facing off with Altona earlier this afternoon. That one a 2-2 draw. So, if you are of the black and yellow persuasion, no doubt hoping for a better result as we observe that minute's silence. Impeccably observed in memory of Kelly Lockhart and the grandmother of Samantha Kerwood-Wagner. So chilly conditions here greeting the players as they get underway. Mercifully, the rain that had begun to fall around to the ground here in the lead up to the contest had subsided. Forecast does say that it should stay away. Hopefully that is the case. A bit of rain hanging about as well, as it's going to be Bulleen that gets us underway. 2 changes to the Bulleen side that defeated Preston 3-0 last week. Annabelle Yates and Nia Salah coming into the side. Maddie Rakic moves to the bench. And Alana Cordolino is absent this week. They're joined by Alyssa Delost in goal, Kat Renahan, Claudia Miocic, Sarah Kane, Olivia Bomford, Tiff Eliadis, Emily Bonnell, Maya Markovski, who has 11 goals in 7 rounds thus far, and Rosie Roger. Second level on top of us. It's not in your way. Hey? It's not in your way. Meanwhile, for the hosts, big addition between the sticks for them. Mia Bailey is back in goal and watching on here as Maya Markowski tries to go to work on that left flank. Whipping the ball in, looking for a teammate. Blocked away. In front of her, we've got Nali Plant, Hayley Gertz, Rosie Wild, Maya Heisen, Nia Alyssa Sales, Minora Akiyama, Addison Broadbent, Samantha Kerwood-Wagner, Annalie Bidwell, and Ji-Yun Seo. So Heidelberg now looking to build out from the back, looking to use that newfound momentum to claim another scalp, and they're going to make some early forays here. Seo on the ball, knocking it central, but Bulleen having to get back quickly and defend. Able to knock it back to Alyssa Delost. Former Western United and Perth Glory goalkeeper, of course, in the A-League Women. Very significant pickup for Coach Caitlin Friend's side during the off-season. Nia Salah watches that ball go out, and we're going to need a replacement ball here. Something wrong with that one, perhaps not properly inflated. Dennis Georgakopoulos having a look at it as it was rolled out, so maybe a pump is required. Fortunately, Northland's just next door in case they need to go and get one. Back to Bailey, who had to get rid of it in a hurry. Broadbent played the way that she was facing. Bulleen with numbers around it. So now they'll have a throw again on the right flank, one that's knocked back out, so forcing Bulleen to maybe surrender a metre or two before having another go. Renahan with the throw in, it's eventually sent in. Eliadis trying to seize upon it at the top of the box, no doing, but no numbers getting forward for Heidelberg, so taken straight back by Bulleen. Poked away from Bomford. Again forward. Sio giving chase. Miocic is there. Then runs across it to slow her down after playing the ball to Dalos. But, they've made a hash of playing out from the back. Has Bulleen. Now here's Plant. Left-footed. Well, cross-come shot really. Got away from her, but forced Alyssa Dalos to just assess. Do the maths as it sailed over her head on the pavilion side here at Olympic Village and out for a goal kick. But an opportunity now, as you can immediately see. Heidelberg United assuming their shape, trying to lock this one in. Bulleen really spread in the field. Players hugging both touchlines. As Dalos goes long, look at Markowski, tried to flick it round the corner with the header. Didn't get the angles right as it bounces backwards and out for a Heidelberg throw-in over on that far touchline. Salas to take it. Markowski trying to flick it around the corner for Kane, didn't come off. Eliadis trying to spear something in behind, look at Vania Sala, couldn't find her. Mason setting it out to this left flank. Looking for Broadbent. She's closed down by Nia Sala, who's going to win the ball for the Lionesses. Bunnell knocking it forward. Looking for Rosie Rogers. Surrounded is the diminutive winger. And Rosie Wild comes up with it. So battle of the Rosies. Wild and Roger. Giancio over on that right flank. Couldn't pick out a teammate. And Annabelle Yates, one of the two additions to this starting 11. Back to take the throw in. She came off the bench last week, did Annabelle Yates. That her first start since she was forced off after just 13 minutes back in round one. So a very welcome return to the lineup. Annabelle Yates for coach Caitlin Friends. In the Melbourne Victory system, part of that FE Academy program. He's now taken her talents to the Veneto club. Eliadis combining with Kane. A lot of bodies in there, but they've done well to get it out. Mia Sala. No overlapping run to work with, so she's going to have to do it herself, and she did well. Got past Addison Broadbent initially, but the defender did well. The Tasmanian recovering and earning her side the free kick. Broadbent, one of the new additions to Heidelberg this season, coming over from Tasmania, was with the Glenorchy Knights last campaign, and that's going to be a free kick, won by Samantha Kerwood-Wagner, and it's also going to be her first yellow ticket of the game. Emily Bunnell scored against Preston last week in that 3-0 win, but now she's found herself in the book early. Just the 7th minute of this contest, so now she'll have to be on her best behaviour for the rest of the 80-plus minutes. Bit of a silly yellow card to concede, really, in hindsight. As Wild tried to flick it in, appeals for a penalty, they're not heeded. Came out to Kane, Markowski, looking up, spears it out to this right flank, Bomford. Some time and space. Over the head of Kane. Claims by Bidwell, and she's got a lot of room to manoeuvre. Sends it out to Kerwood Wagner on the right. Couple of players waiting in the middle if she can beat Yates and get it in, but Yates able to stick a boot in, deflect the cross, and Heidelberg will probably happily have to content themselves with a corner. Always takes a lot of getting used to for sides in the early exchanges when they come to an Olympic Village. It's a very big ground, especially for someone like Bulleen, who plays on that artificial at the Veneno Club. It'll take some getting used to. As Hayley Gertz gets across to the right flank to take this corner. Dennis Georgakopoulos barking instructions as the ball is sent in. Markowski back to defence. Crashed through several players with the defensive header, but it did the job. Got it away, and then the follow-up effort sails high and or wide. And out for a goal kick. Markowski tried to nip in front of Rosie Wild there. Couldn't do so, but second ball will go the way of Bulleen. Bomford tried to turn to take it away from Akiyama and was able to escape her, but then in doing so turned it over. Bunnell, forced back by GNCO. Miocic boots it into space, but there was nobody making the run, so it's going to be a very cheap turnover and a comfortable collection for Mia Bailey. Hyson to Wild. Roger comes up to apply the press, so they go back to Bailey. See, I got a glancing touch on it. Kerwood Wagner couldn't wrangle it. Yates boots the ball forward. Roger isn't going to give up on this one. Probably could have saved herself the effort in the end, though, as the flag went up, but advantage will be played. Gertz's pass deflected away. Now at the feet of Eliadis. Able to get it away just in time. Look at Nia Sala. Broadbent has to get in there quickly, and she did. Anderson Broadbent spears a left-footed ball forward. Wanted Plant. Couldn't find her. Nonetheless gets a thumbs up from her teammate for the endeavour. Kane spears it through. Bomford will give chase. But Mia Bailey will be out to claim. Ten minutes gone here at Olympic Village. No goals for either side. So they lost. Watching a few shots sail above or around her goal. Nothing really for Mia Bailey to worry about thus far. Heidelberg perhaps shading the early exchanges. We've had to draft in one of the stewards as an emergency ball kit, as our spare is the flat one. Now someone sends away to get that one inflated as we can resume right in front of our filming position. As Renahan sends it through to Markowski. Forced to keep going backwards into her own half, and that'll go out. Heidelberg throw in. Broadbent's throw intended for Plant. Picked out by Nia Sala. Both sides want it. Sala will have it. Markowski had Kane. Instead, she went further back. Funnel. Kane sends it in the Roger direction, headed away from her. Speared down the right flank by Hayley Gertz. Wagner will give chase, but Mijicic across to send the ball into touch. Akiyama. The combination with Kerwood Wagner. Looking for Plant. Just cleared away before she could pounce. Broadbent had that one get away from her, and then under pressure, gratefully sees it last come off Nia Sala. Yates comes through, gets it to Kane, had to get rid of it in a hurry, but she was up to the challenge. Now Roger. Gertz gets a boot in, and much to the disagreement of the Heidelberg dugout in front of our filming position here, gives away the free kick. Now, intriguing position here, this. Olivia Bomford's come across to take it. You've got the height of Maya Markowski in there. An obvious target, but she's quite a fearsome poacher as well as set-piece option. See, she's drifted out to the back of the pack there. Now the runs come. Bomford's delivery. Far too close to Mia Bailey, who comes through with a big double-fisted punch. Ronald sends the ball towards the touchline for Eliadis to give chase. She can't get there. Akiyama. Battling Bunnell. And winning that battle. Ball out to Plant on the left. Heidelberg looking to transition, but it's a fantastic challenge from Kat Renahan. Just picked Plant's pocket. And whilst Heidelberg will retain possession out on this left flank with a throw-in, Bulleen will be afforded the opportunity to get numbers back. And that's a good throw-in. All sent central. Gertz couldn't get a touch away before she was closed down. Nobody forward to meet it for Bulleen, so Heidelberg can reload. Looking for Sio up top. Effort comes in, and Dalost gets the knee behind it. And at the second time of asking, we'll pick it up. Sala. Broadbent pokes it clear. Sio. Plant. First time left-footed cross will sail over the head of Kerwood Wagner. She and Yates will give chase. Yates on this big ground, able to keep it in, but Heidelberg. Sustained period of pressure for the Burgers, maintaining that shape. That one's going to go behind Sio. But again, the Burgers have erected a cordon around the ball. Once again, an opportunity to try to get something into the penalty area, but that final pass continues to elude them, and now maybe something in transition. Nia Sala Well, she's the furthest forward. She's going to have to wait for the runs to come. They arrive in the form of Markowski and Eliadis, but the angles weren't working for her. Salah. Hand goes forward. Markowski in support. Goes to the latter. That's a good ball. Bomford into the penalty area. Looking to get it to the far post where it's met by Eliadis, who is onside. FC Bulleen Lions slice through the Burgers back line. And in the 18th minute of this contest, it is the visitors, through their lethal veteran, Tiff Eliadis, all alone at that far post. Mia Bailey retreating, couldn't do anything. And it's FC Bulleen Lions taking a 1-0 lead over Heidelberg. It was really great pass in there to set it up. Markowski team Bomford up to advance into the penalty area, and you could see with the time she had, the decision she was making, did she go at herself or look for a teammate? In the end, picks the right option, finds Eliadis, and finds a Bulleen lead. It's what really was their first proper sight on goal. Now the question, of course, how do you respond if you are Heidelberg United? Caught that heavy defeat a month ago now against Box Hill, but ever since then, been able to put together some good form. And certainly won't want to let another title contender get away from them if they can help it. Salah. Akiyama comes into Monstra, but she uses her body well. Nia Salah still going. Still going. Can she get a shot off? She can't. She had Rosie Roger in support as well. Danger not cleared as Renahan drives a low delivery in, but it's going to be cleared away for a corner. Maybe a bit of a let-off there for the Burgers because, well, the fantastic work from Nia Salah probably earned her the right to try to get a shot away with that, but she did have support on the overlap teammate Rosie Roger that would have been through on goal had she played the pass. Now Bulleen have themselves a corner, lofted up towards Mia Bailey, who meets it with a double-fisted punch. Players flying everywhere. What's the call? Looks like we're going to need a bit of a conference. Referee and assistant. And it's going to be a penalty. Well, Bulleen, the players are certainly set up that way. And yep. Didn't get the dramatic point to the spot, but the players betray the decision. Dennis Georgakopoulos, he can't believe it. And just minutes after taking the lead, Bulleen have an opportunity to double their money. It will be Maya Markowski from the spot, scoring for fun in 2026. Does it continue? Yes, it does. Sending Mia Bailey the wrong way. Markowski 12 on the campaign. Heidelberg still furious with the decision. The Heidelberg dugout. We don't have VAR or the FVS review system in place here in the NPL Women's Victoria. And after that piece of laying down the law, the game resumes. No doubt, indeed, I can see a couple of mobile phones out and the streams are up. The closest we have to video review in the NPL Women's Victoria competition, the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition. Nonetheless, can't reverse that decision, so now the Burgers, after what was a bit of a promising opening, find themselves in a 2-goal deficit and needing to respond, well, needing to see off this danger. Salah was lurking. Broadbent with the initial clearance, followed by a more convincing one from Hayley Gertz, but momentum at the back of Bulleen now. You can sense it in the air here. Absorbed the opening parries and then devastating 1-2 punch. First Tiff Eliadis from open play and then Markowski from the spot. Oh, that's a fantastic ball. Through for Markowski, centering ball for Rosie Roger, who fresh airs it. And another let-off for the Burgers. Rosie Roger. This time the pass was played to her. Couldn't make contact on it. Mia Bailey had to retreat. Oh, a nice turn from Eliadis. Sends Akiyama to the shops for a hot dog and a can of Coke. And that ball intended for Maya Markowski. Too far from her. And her good friend Mia Bailey makes the collection. Salah rides one challenge, rides the second, rides a third. Another winding run from Nia Salah, plays the ball to Roger. Rosie Roger in on goal. That's a fantastic sliding challenge at the last. Salah had to be pinpoint with her, and she was. Danger, nonetheless, not cleared, not completely, and as we prepare for a Bulleen corner, that rain that I had spoken in hope of not seeing at the start of the broadcast hasn't stayed away. It has now begun to fall rather heavily here at Olympic Village. Meanwhile, corner is lofted in, cleared away in the direction of Plant. She gives chase. Yates is attempting clearing header, not the most clearing. Kerwood Wagner sends it back. Plant goes back to claim it, but she's given away. No, it was an offside. Switch in wing play for Bulleen. Rosie Roger has come out to the right flank. She looks up as Kane spears that one forward for Bomford. The former South Melbourne representative, now wearing maroon, it's straight into an offside position. And that rain has really started to hammer down alongside a cold wind here at Olympic Village. Proper winter football conditions for this round 8 clash of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition. But right now, it's just the winter of Heidelberg's discontent. Down 2-0 early on. Feel that they shouldn't have conceded the second penalty, the second goal from a penalty. Broadbent comes through, celebrated a birthday earlier in the week. Kerwood Wagner. Well, that ball stayed in. And you had Plant in the vicinity, but Dallas makes the claim. Plant kept running and did well there to apply the pressure. Akiyama. Bomford keeping her company, so she will turn from whence she came and send it back to Mia Bailey, who's been out with concussion for the past 3 games. It was Alyssa Jekylinitsky who was in goal for the past 3 weeks for Heidelberg. She's on the bench today, the 21-year-old. Back in the NPLW, former Bayside United and Bentley Greens representative. Recruited to Olympic Village from the Bayside Argonauts. Well, it was a blind turn from Bomford, but she had just enough space to recover before Cohen Wagner could intercept. And that one's going to come back. Nia Salah offside. So Rosie Wild gets us going once more. Yates. Ball is stolen off her by Plant, and you can see Heidelberg, they've switched their wingers as well. Plant has now moved over to the right wing after starting on the left, and Samantha Kerwood-Wagner's come over to the left near our broadcast position. So cut and thrust, not only on the park but also in the dugout. Adjustment and response from Caitlin Friend and Dennis Georgakopoulos. Georgakopoulos, of course, the reigning coach of the year. Sio trying to pounce on what would have been a rather unfortunate error from Bunnell. She wasn't punished, though. Wagner working against Kat Renahan. And you can probably just see on the dugout the rain. Really punishing rain here at Olympic Village. Both sides had their benches out warming up, but they've both come back in now, retreating. Dalost forced to get rid of it in a hurry. Fourth official can't bring it in. Innocent Broadbent. There's one throw in and now can have a second, and just try to dry it off. Giancio trying to spark something for Heidelberg in the attacking third. And almost the combination between Rosie Roger and Maya Markowski. The latter going chasing after Broadbent gets us started once more. Heidelberg bringing it into the middle of the park and then out to the right. Salas doing enough to win her side. Another set piece opportunity. Corner kick. Haley Gertz picked up from Burundara in the off-season, moving across the take. And blustery, windy conditions here, meaning that if she's able to get underneath this one, it'll be very difficult for the players to judge in the air. It'll be an outswinging right-footed effort, so one doesn't imagine Olympico's in play. Went over the top of Plant. Swinging away from the goals. Akiyama to Plant. Left-footed first-time effort block. Second. He's buried. Ji-Yun Seo had it fall to her and in a flash pouncing on it. And in the aftermath, bit of afters between Kerwood Wagner and Dalos. But it's not going to threaten the goal. Heidelberg's Korean talisman reacting in a flash, burying it in the bottom corner. Maybe Dalos felt that she was being obstructed in the lead into the goal. None too happy to see her clean sheet disappear. First goal she's conceded since Bulleen's 3-1 win over the Essendon Royals a few weeks ago, but it's in the books. And just like that, Heidelberg have cut this deficit to 1. Half an hour gone here at Olympic Village. Heidelberg United 1, FC Bulleen Lions 2. And a rather entertaining contest taking place here in Melbourne's inner north. And now, momentum swinging back around behind those wearing yellow and black. Trying to press their advantage. 1-2 combination of their own. Bulleen got their 2 goals within the space of minutes. Can the Burgers respond in kind? They'll have to win the ball back first. Kane poking it out to the left for Yates. Just able to take it away from Bidwell. And then earning herself a free kick. And Bidwell earning herself a yellow card. So Bidwell, another Tasmanian in the ranks. Signed from the Devonport Strikers. Came into the starting lineup in round 5 and hasn't lost a game for Heidelberg as a starter yet. So no doubt she'll be hoping to continue that trend this evening. To do so, she's going to have to help her side find another one and erase this deficit. Won't do so on that occasion. Hyson. Goes to Wild. Kerwood Wagner drops to receive. And that's going to be a free kick. And are we going to see another caution? Or just a telling off? Looks like the latter, potentially a final warning. Real battle in that midfield for control. Players being immediately closed down. Really difficult to find the time and space to make a pass. We're going to need another new ball. No. Referee gives it a quick check before we can have the free kick. It was a handball awarded against Nia Sala. So set piece opportunity upcoming for the Burgers. Everyone back to defend for Bulleen. Oh, and it's going to flash just wide of the goal. I believe it was Bidwell who got the shot off. But it last came off a Bulleen player. So Ali Gertz across to take this corner as well. It's going to go short. So, yeah, score of 1 goal already. She was looking for the run of Kerwood Wagner, trying to crash the goal line, didn't come off. The cries of well done from the dugout suggest that that was something the Burgers have worked on the training track. So Hayley Gertz once more. So the wind and the rain has died down, but it will be an in-swinging ball. Deliver it to the top of the box. Not convincingly cleared. You've got Wild there. And Wild has done enough to win her side a third corner in quick succession. This one from the opposite flank. Hayley Gertz is going to have to do the jog all the way across. But that drip, drip, drip of pressure. Continued questions being asked from these corners by Heidelberg. Can they find the equaliser? High ball in, big pack forms. Second ball seized upon by FC Bulleen Lions, and now Nia Salah trying to take it away, forced to turn around. Burgers get numbers back. Lays it off for Kane. High ball forward. Eliadis is going to give chase. Wild marshalling her. You've got Roger and Bomford. Goes to the latter. Nice turn from Bomford, but the shot didn't get all of it, or much of it. And Leah Bailey watches it comfortably settle into her lap. And now just like that, Heidelberg rapidly moving up the field. Kerwood Wagner. What can she do? Not a lot, because Kat Radahan did well. Broadbent did well. Got it to Akiyama. Just gets away from Bidwell. Kane puts a boot through it. Foot race. He's going to be on. Markowski and Heisen. Markowski's got the bigger body. Markowski's through on goal, but Heisen kept going with her. Affected the shot. And Bailey comes up with the ball. Game really becoming stretched in these last few exchanges. As mentioned, this is a big pitch here at Olympic Village. Lots of space to play the ball into and space to run. Play on the call. Play on is the call. Heidelberg want a card against Rosie Roger. See whether the advantage is placed and it's given, or it's been adjudged play on. There you go. Ball goes out. "40 minutes gone here on the scoreboard at Olympic Village. Just about 4 minutes of regulation remaining, plus added time at the end of this opening stanza. It's been a good one, an entertaining one. One that currently sees the hosts trailing 2-1. It's been a real battle throughout this contest. Nia Salah and Anderson Broadbent. And there they go again. The 19-year-old Nia Salah, 17-year-old Anderson Broadbent. Markowski called for the throw-in so that she could flick it on, and then she delivered on her promise. Bomford brought down. That'll be a free kick. And Akiyama getting up to stand over the ball, not allowing either Bomford or Kane who would come across to take it quickly. Instead, Heidelberg will be afforded the opportunity to erect a two-player wall, whilst 7 other players will get back to defend this one. They've got Plant camped out on the halfway line for the quick transition. Bomford's delivery. One the intended recipient. Couldn't get it to her, and there is the aforementioned Plant trying to turn on the Jets and win this one back after giving it up to Yates. Yates goes back to Alyssa Delost. Is that ball kept in? It was, it appears. Now Roger advancing into the penalty area. Looking for Markowski, deflected away. Roger gets the fortunate bounce. Eliadis, a wall of yellow shirts in front of her. Kane, nice turn onto the left peg. Gets the shot away just before going to the turf. But no hint of a foul, and it's a comfortable save by Bailey. Really has been an intriguing opening half here, coming into its final stages. You can see the team-on-team battle, but so many individual battles taking place as well. Here's one of the most foremost. Seller against Broadbent. It's the former that does very well. Markowski looking for the third. Finding the third for Bulleen. Her second of the game. Her 13th of the campaign. And on the stroke of half-time, Bulleen will restore their 2-goal cushion thanks to their talisman. It was a fantastic ball. It was a fantastic leave as well to allow it to get through to Markowski. I have to check the replay. I think it was Eliadis that just had the awareness to let it run all the way through to Maya Markowski, who, after having a streak of 4 straight games with multiple goals broken last week against Preston, has commenced a new run. She will be hoping, at least, as well as anybody who counts themselves as a Bulleen loyalist, in the opening half of this game. Two minutes of time. 2 minutes of added time. The signal here from the 4th official. Fortunately, we also haven't seen Maya Markowski dab to celebrate either of her goals yet, after she did so against Bentley Greens a few weeks ago. Try to have her find. Apparently Bulleen don't do that. Nia Salah. Can the Lionesses get a 4th before the halftime break? Markowski, she's now on a hat-trick. Can she get an opening half hat-trick? Advancing into the penalty area, but Bailey, you're not going to get past her with a shot like that. However, we're going to have a stoppage here as well. Markowski made a hustling and bustling run into the box. And in attempting to shut it down, Alyssa Salas has just come a bit of a cropper. Needed a bit of help back to her feet. Gives a thumbs up to the inquiries as to her well-being from the dugout. Only needs to get through another minute or so before she can get into the dressing room regardless here in opening half stoppage time. And in the end, even if she was made to pay for it, Salas, she did her job. She affected the Markowski shot well enough that Bailey was able to make the save. Edward Wagner trying to advance forward. And it's going to be a Bulleen free kick. So, is there time for the Lionesses to launch one last foray forward? Will this free kick be taken and the whistle immediately blown? Bunnell lifts it forward. Knocked clear and claims by Plant. Akiyama. Does Heidelberg have a chance to break in quickly behind? Not if Claudia Mijicic has anything to say about it. And that will be all that was written for the opening half here of this contest at Olympic Village. Round 8 of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria season. The first ever staging of the Keeley Lockhart Memorial Cup. And at the halftime break, it is Heidelberg United 1, FC Bulleen Lions 3. The Lionesses taking a 2-goal lead, pegged back by Heidelberg's Juyun Seo, but then Maya Markowski, with just minutes of regulation remaining in the opening half, getting her second of the game, and Bulleen's third. And Markowski, a bit of consultation with Caitlin Friend as the two teams head into the tunnel to observe the halftime break. You'll have the countdown clock for company as we await the recommencement of hostilities here at Olympic Village. But after 45 minutes of this clash, it is Heidelberg United 1, FC Bulleen Lions 3. See you on the other side. Welcome back, one and all, to Olympic Village for the continuation of this Round 8 Senol NPL Women's Victoria contest between Heidelberg United and FC Bulleen Lions. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for your company here on the NPL Victoria YouTube page, no matter where you happen to be tuning in from, be it here in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, or indeed anywhere around the world. If you are just joining us after, well, first things first, you've missed out. It was a very entertaining opening half, one that sees FC Bulleen Lions take a 3-1 lead into this second stanza. An opening goal from Tiff Eliadis, followed up by Maya Markowski from the spot. Ji Yun Seo got one back for Heidelberg United, only for Markowski to pounce for her second of the game and restore that 2-goal cushion just before the halftime break. And it will be the Burgers who entered this game, two winners of 2 straight, undefeated in their last 3, getting us underway, trying to continue that streak, trying to break what is a 5-game winning run by FC Bulleen Lions. The Lionesses can go top of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition with a win by 3 goals or more this evening. So plenty of motivation for Coach Caitlin Friend's side to continue to pile on the pressure, as there is plenty of motivation for Maya Markowski to continue to hunt the goals. As mentioned, she came into today leading the Golden Boot race with 11. She's now up to 13 goals in 8 games. As it stands, she is on pace, Maya Markowski, for a 42-goal season, which would see her miss out on Catherine Zimmerman's record by 1 goal. So, no doubt, competitor that Maya Markowski is, that is only going to, well, enthuse her even more whenever she is in the vicinity of the penalty area to go hunting for goals. Meanwhile, somebody who certainly knows where the goals are herself, Tiff Eliadis, got one today. Trying to move her side closer to Mia Bailey's goals once more. In the end, though, the goalkeeper will have plenty of time to go out and get that wayward cross before sending it all the way out to Broadbent on that flank. Broadbent, well, she staged an absolute battle with Nia Sala across that opening 45 minutes. It was really entertaining, as this one will be brought back. Herwood Wagner has strayed into an offside position. It was really entertaining, that clash between the 19-year-old Nia Sala, the 17-year-old Addison Broadbent. We have had one change on the wings at halftime break. Ash Jordan has entered the fray in place of Rosie Roger. We've also had a change down back for FC Bulleen Lions. Annabelle Yates in her return to the starting lineup. She has made way. Leah Muldeary has come on in her place. So a couple of handy additions for Bulleen to bring on. Depth certainly not an issue for Coach Caitlin Friend's side at this point. Assure trying to turn and face the goals, only to run into the sliding challenge of the aforementioned Leah Muldeary. Back at the Veneto club after spending some time with Banyule City in 2025. No changes at halftime for Heidelberg United. As Hayley Gertz getting across to take her side's first corner of the second half. They had a series of them in the opening stanza, including one in which they had 3 back-to-back. This one will swing away from the goals. The right-footed delivery. Seen off at the near post by Miocic. Salah was trying to get out, but Bulleen had all 11 players back to defend, and they're going to have to keep defending here. Mason trying to lock it in and send it back. And she succeeded in that, but ultimately the move will be snuffed out. And FC Bulleen Lions can have themselves a free kick and an opportunity to just win themselves a bit of breathing room. Koski. Jordan gives it back to Markowski. Good defending, however. Kills that attack. It's Hyson with the defending. There's plenty of action taking place elsewhere across the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition this weekend. So Box Hill get a 4-0 win over Spring Hills last night out at Wembley Park. Keilor Park got a 2-1 win over the Bentley Greens down in Kingston Heath. Preston and Avondale playing out a 1-1 draw at BT Connor Reserve. Earlier today, South Melbourne. Well, we'll pause as Jordan's advancing in on goals before being sandwiched between multiple defenders. Addison Broadbent getting the final, impact to affect the shot, and it goes out for a goal kick. It's South Melbourne 3-0 winners over Alamein earlier today at Lakeside Stadium. And then in a game that went final not too long ago, it was the Essendon Royals, 5-1 winners over Melbourne City. McGrotty getting herself 4 goals in that game, so filling her boots against the youth of Melbourne City. The flag will go up there to snuff out that attack. Eliadis, good delivery, Bomford, 4-1. Went and got it. Did Olivia Bomford, Eliadis' delivery, and just buried it into the bottom corner of the net. No saving that one. And the Lionesses quickly striking here in the second half. And giving themselves a 3-goal lead. Mia Bailey came, couldn't get there in time. And Bomford gets herself on the score sheet. Well, first of the campaign, I believe. And with that goal, it also means that, I believe, on the live ladder, I'll get the confirmation up to make sure that my quick maths is accurate, but I believe that sends FC Bulleen Lions to the top. 3-goal margin of victory, enough to give them a superior goal difference to Box Hill. Miocic steaming across to put that challenge in. Ju Yun Seo, a player on the spot for Heidelberg. Deary clears it away, only as far as Salas. Salas sends it towards intended to put it towards the top of the box, didn't make it there. Heidelberg guy going to retain possession. Seo. Closed down by Miocic. Indeed, is the case now on the live ladder. FC Bulleen Lions have gone to the top. Goal difference now 1 superior to Box Hill. As that corner finds the roof of the net. Bulleen entering today with 21 goals scored. They're now up to 25. Have conceded 6 on the campaign. Box Hill, they've scored 25 across their 8 games. Conceded 7. So tight margins, but enough to see the Lionesses move to the top. Of course, Boroondara just 2 points back of Bulleen and Box Hill with a game in hand. Their fixture with Melbourne Victory that was set to take place this weekend postponed. Heidelberg, meanwhile, sitting 10th on the live ladder. This is just their 3rd defeat of the campaign, if, as we assume, it holds. But plenty of draws to their name as well. Seeing them sit on 9 points. It's Melbourne City and the Bentley Greens who currently occupy the relegation zone. As play on is the call, Jordan is advancing in a goal and making it 5. Feels like so many of the players stopped and waited for a whistle. Ash Jordan, though she didn't. And she buries it for 5. Heidelberg players continuing to protest. Multiple going into the book for dissent in the aftermath of that one. And just like that, bang, bang, Bulleen go once again. Scoring in bunches has been something of a theme of the Lionesses this campaign. They've done it here at the start of the second half. 2 goals in the first 11 minutes of it. And just like that, the margin is now Heidelberg United 1, FC Bulleen Lions 5. Well, we have seen Bulleen score 7 this season. Did so just a couple of weeks ago against the Bentley Greens. So they've got 34 odd minutes if they want to match that margin. And as I mentioned, they were only top of the league by 1 goal when it came to goal difference, 2 now, but shows you how tight things can get up there. So no reason to really pull up yet. Indeed, if you are Bulleen, you're going to want to keep playing well, keep playing yourself into form, because one of the marquee fixtures in Victorian football, men's or women's, on tap for next week. FC Bulleen Lions against South Melbourne, that one taking place at the Veneto Club, and that's going to be a red card. So I believe Rosie Wild was one of the players who was booked for dissent in the aftermath of Jordan's goal. And now, after picking up another caution there for that incident, that will see her receive her marching orders. So Heidelberg reduced to 10, down 5-1, close to the hour mark. It's rapidly turning into a horror night for the Burgers. Could it be about to get worse? Eliadis whips the ball in. Teammates couldn't turn it goalward. Kerwood Wagner trying to carry the ball out. The sliding challenge from Bomford comes in. Plant gets it central before receiving the ball back. Nice back heel from Sion, but she's held up by Maldiri, and that's going to afford Mijicic time to get back and play the ball to Dalost. Maldiri looking for the run of Jordan. Ash Jordan. Challenge from Hasten, getting across. You can see a couple of changes being prepared by Heidelberg. Importance of fresh legs now amplified by the fact that they're down a player. Going to have to spend half an hour doing that little bit of extra running. Kane knocks it forward. Salah claims she's got a couple of players in support. Nia Salah, does she need them? Yes, she did, because once more, Anderson Broadbent making the sliding challenge. Now a couple of changes being confirmed for Heidelberg. And Broadbent will be one of the two players making way, the youngster. She'll be coming off for Madison Barwise. Meanwhile, Plants will be making way for Aya Sasaki. So both Plants and Broadbent battled hard out there. Indeed, as I mentioned, was really enjoying the battle between Broadbent and Nia Salah throughout the game. Now on the hour mark, couple of changes for Heidelberg. Both sides have now made changes, and just a few tactical adjustments being made by Heidelberg now as well. Down to 10, couple of subs coming on, bit of a reshuffle. Eliadis almost took out Bunnell there, trying to keep that one in. Certainly don't need friendly fire when you're 5-1 up and with South Melbourne on tap for next week. It should be a really good game. Bulleen coming forward once more. Salah looking in the Markowski direction, not clear. Markowski taking a touch to move it away from a defender before Bomford sending a shot goalward. Only for it to sail wide. And still a bit of confusion by Heidelberg, it looks like, about just what positions they were playing. The call from the sideline came out to let Annalie Bidwell know that she's playing as a centre back in a back three now, not as a full back. Just making sure she tucks inside. Aya Sasaki, consultation with a few of her teammates in the midfield as well as they try to figure things out. Madison Barwise, meanwhile, she's had a couple of touches since she's coming on. Here's another onto the right foot, sending it central. Nice. Well, it was a nice attempt at touch, I should say, from Akiyama. You could see the thinking behind it. Execution just not quite there. Nia Salah, again showing purpose with her runs. Been a real feature of her game tonight. Pass went behind Jordan. Eliadis lays it off for Maldiri. Does find its way back to her. Markowski points to where she wants it. Gets it from Kane. Markowski's on a hat-trick. Denied by Mia Bailey. Markowski and Mia Bailey, firm friends. So bragging rights on the line there, as well as in this contest. As here comes Eliadis. Can she get a second? Cutting the ball back. Open goal. And it's put wide. Nia Salah, perhaps the angle from her position less favourable than ours from here at the filming gantry. Looked a very good chance for a sixth, but the let-off comes. It's good vision to find her. Kane. Back to Mijicic. Bomford. Again playing a ball in behind. Hayson though did well. Intercepted before it could find its way through to Maya Markowski. You can see now, especially with that one player advantage, just Bulleen players queuing up on the shoulder of the last defender, trying to take advantage of the space on this large Olympic Village surface. Marika Chua is up and bouncing around in the dugout, preparing to come on for Heidelberg. As the offside goes up to snuff out any thoughts of Markowski would have had of a hat-trick on that occasion. Aldieri sends it in the Markowski direction. It's headed away from her. Jordan and Maldieri, the two substitutes, battling for it on the left for Bulleen. Can't come away with it. Akiyama pokes it forward. Kerwood Wagner battling with Mijicic. Mijicic feinted the pass before turning and facing the right way. Lovely stuff from Claudia Mijicic. Ball in behind. The flag is going to stay down. Eliadis is through, looking for Bulleen 6. She's sent wide by Bailey. Does she have support? She's going to have to stand on it and do it herself. Tiff Eliadis gets her second of the game. Through on goal, sent wide by Bailey. Did not matter. Had the time and space that she needed to set up a fish and chip shot, let alone shoot. And just like that, 6 of the best for FC Bulleen Lions. A big win becomes even bigger. And you can really see how much Lionesses are enjoying themselves out there. They were enjoying the tunes at halftime. Getting a few dance moves in alongside their warm-up. They came out well in advance of Heidelberg United. New ball required. Caitlin Friend on the ball kid duties. Well, she's not in any danger of going to AFLW with delivery like that. A couple of substitutions also making their way out for Heidelberg. One being prepared for Bulleen as well. So Marika Chua and Theodora Juric preparing to come on for Heidelberg. And in fact, there will be 2 changes for Bulleen as well. So a bit of a busy intersection there at the halfway line. As here comes Jordan. Peeling for a corner. Is it a goal kick or a corner? It'll be a goal kick. JG Garron and Cleo Angel preparing to come on for FC Bulleen Lions, and those changes now can occur. So GNCO, one of the players, making way for Heidelberg. Marika Chua coming on for her. And Hayley Gertz is coming off, for Juric. Meanwhile, Kat Ranahan coming off for Bulleen. Joji Garin coming on in her place. And it will be Maya Markowski coming off for Cleo Angel. So Markowski will exit with 13 goals in 11 games. On pace for 42 goals this season. As mentioned, on pace to finish one behind the record for the NPL Women's Victoria held by Catherine Zimmerman. Nia Sala now. Could have had one herself. Sent her effort wide, looking to serve as a provider on that occasion. Able to find a teammate, Mijicic. Couldn't clear it the first time of asking, or the second. Kerwood Wagner. Akiyama. First time ball sent central, but there's nobody wearing yellow there to meet it. Bonnell got the clearing header. Akiyama. Second attempt. This one a little better. In the end, however, it's going to sail through to Dalost. And the Bulleen keeper in absolutely no hurry at all to pick it up. Will make Kerwood Wagner come all the way to her before bending over to grab it. 20 minutes of regulation remaining here at Olympic Village. The score is Heidelberg United 1, FC Bulleen Lions 6. So 3 goals in either half for FC Bulleen Lions. Heidelberg have also been reduced to 10. Rosie Wilds picking up a couple of cautions in quick succession. The first for descent. Second soon after closing down what looked to be a promising attack. Heidelberg will need to get back on the horse quickly, because next week they've got a stiff test coming up in the form of Avondale FC. Heading out to the Reggio Calabria club for that game, will the Burgers. So here comes Jordan. Closed down quickly by Maya Hyson, who always does a heck of a lot of work, but has put in an even more Herculean shift. It's an offside call. The players continued. The linesman standing to signal where it was. Eventually the word comes across. Referees don't have the radio comms in tonight, so a little more difficult to communicate. Wagner brings it down. Kane applying the pressure, poking it clear. Angel battling for it now on what is her defensive left flank. Alongside Maldiri. Angel sends it central, but only picks out Heidelberg representative in the form of Marika Chua. And left-footed delivery slices away from her. Other games taking place in the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition next week. Spring Hills playing host to Burundara. Alamein playing up against Box Hill. Keilor Park against Preston. Melbourne City against the Bentley Greens. Melbourne Victory against the Essendon Royals. And as mentioned, Heidelberg will travel to face Avondale, whilst FC Bulleen Lions will host South Melbourne at the Veneto Club. Hyson. Got Eliadis for company, the two number 14s. Ball intended for Chua in the middle of the park, couldn't find its way to her. Battling hard for it was Barwise. Come up with it. Kane Crossfield ball for Liam Aldieri, who lays it off for Mijicic. Bomford. Near Salah. There's 3 teammates ahead of her. Can't find any of them because she stood up by Annalie Bidwell. Kane. Laying it off, intended for Mijicic, got past her, but Dalost has all the time in the world to come out and claim it. Watched a couple of shots sail past her goal early on, did Alyssa Dalost. Had to pick the ball out of her net on one occasion, and Gioncio buried it in the bottom corner, but certainly as the game has worn on, not a lot to do for the goalkeeper in this one. One of the better goalkeepers across the history of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition, celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year. They lost part of those famous Calder United teams that established a dynasty. Got on the radar of Juventus at one point. The one in Turin, not Brunswick. Akiyama picking out that attempt, just neat interplay by Bulleen. Akiyama had plenty of space on the right and was calling for the ball. Instead it goes out to the left. And Bidwell's going to be unable to keep that one in. Eliadis trying to bustle through, but runs into Hyson. So Bulleen still have Madison Rakic on the bench, but given that she came into this one not 100%, moving out of the starting lineup for Annabelle Yates, one wonders if at 6-1 she might just be given the night off. Meanwhile, Heidelberg still have Irina Razumich on the bench, but it looks like she is about to get her summons, which would mean that every outfield substitute has got on the park for Heidelberg. Berger's now preparing to defend this corner. Driven in low, can't beat the first defender. Not the best delivery. Kane turning central, getting into Eliadis, who lays it off first time for Mijicic. A lot of space out here on the left for Liam Aldieri. Sends it out to the left. Angel. Back inside. Kane left it. And that's going to allow it to scoot all the way through to Barwise. But Kane gets back to clean up her own mess. Barwise came through with a full head of steam. Guerin was able to avoid her. Razumich has the biv off and is preparing to come on for the Burgers. Here's Bidwell, puts that one into touch. And it will be Samantha Kerwood-Wagner that will make way for Razumich. Irina Razumich, 17-year-old, came across from South Melbourne during the off-season. Missed last week. We're back on the park now. Started in the first 4 rounds of the campaign for the Burgers.
Bow Eyes. She's been busy since she's come on. Just unable to turn the ball upfield on that occasion. Looks like Bulleen will be making their 5th change as well. The paperwork being delivered to the 4th official. Angel just unable to keep it in. Akiyama was the throw. She and Sasaki unable to combine. Bulleen coming forward. Burgers wanted a free kick for Salas. Wasn't forthcoming. And Maddie Rakic will receive her summons. It will be Mijicic who makes way. So, rare opportunity for the centre-back to watch the end of proceedings from the dugout. Early opportunity to warm up. Delivery to the top of the 6-yard box. Bailey comes through with a big one-handed punch. Kane turns and shoots. But Bailey watches it all the way. Eliadis. Now from our angle, certainly looked like Ash Jordan was getting her shirt very healthily pulled. Maybe one of those calls that she's getting if it's not 6-1 in the 82nd minute. Or maybe the referee just didn't see it. It's probably the latter, but got to fill time somehow when it's 6-1 in the 82nd minute. Here comes Bulleen once more. Bomford sending out to the right flank. Garin. Nia Salah has worked very hard tonight, Nia Salah. It's a decent delivery in too, chested down by Eliadis. She's on a hat-trick. Not forthcoming on that occasion. Rakic, the last of the subs to come on for Bulleen. There's Mitch. Unable to control that one, fresh in off the bench, not quite getting her eye in yet. That's a very dangerous looking shot from Ash Jordan. Cleared away by Mia Bailey, who went in chase of it afterwards before resigning herself to having to defend a corner. Winding down the minutes at Olympic Village. We'll see Bulleen Lions holding on to a 5-1 margin that will see them move to the top of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition. Angel carrying it forward. Eliadis giving chase. Bailey off her line to climb. Indeed, it feels like a very long time ago since that opening 45 minutes that was quite entertaining. Had moments where both sides had their moments, periods on top. Really, perhaps that goal by Maya Markowski on the stroke of halftime really serving as the turning point of this contest. Bulleen taking a 2-goal buffer into the halftime break and never looking back. Akiyama cutting inside before laying it off. Angel can't beat her marker. Juric getting across. Funnel. Kane. Still ticking away in that midfield is Bulleen's metronomic midfielder. Rakic playing the ball inside, glancing touch, couldn't work its way through to Nia Salah. Eliadis eventually gets it to her. Ball out on the right flank, JJ Garron. Trying to whip in a right-footed cross, now on the left. Not sure if she intended to get it to Eliadis, but that's where it went, and then she lays it off for Kane to have a long-range attempt, but never looked convincing off the boot. And it's going to roll out, bounce out for a goal kick. So 3 minutes of regulation remaining, plus whatever is deemed necessary by our fourth official. As Bulleen ease towards another win, what will be their 6th straight. That's a comfortable victory in the first staging of the Keely Lockhart Memorial Cup. Delost to Kane along the turf. First time pass out for Rakic, who has space. Just that vision of Kane coming to the fore. Angel working the ball into the penalty area, but she's well marked by Akiyama. And that allows Alyssa Salas to come across and put the ball out. So we'll have another corner. Bulleen defenders not really in a rush to get up to compete for it. Eventually, JJ Garron. Ball is sent in. Cleared away. Kane. Grabbing it back. High ball looped over the top by JJ Garron. But the American couldn't find a teammate. Kane. Nice touch to take it away from a marker, but then just knocking it into space rather than towards a teammate. Arm immediately came up in signal of her error. Fourth official preparing their board to signal how much added time we'll have. 89 minutes, 40 odd seconds has ticked by here on the electronic scoreboard at the Olympic Village. FC Bulleen Lions on the verge of confirming a win that will take them top of the table. Appeals there. Down went Ash Jordan, but play on was the call. And we will have 60 seconds of added time to see this one out. Adrian Garron couldn't find a teammate. Attempting to play the ball in behind Heidelberg United. There's Mitch making the runs. And they're trying to reward her. Just didn't come off. Long range effort. Just making sure that Alyssa Deloste was still awake. It was Aya Sasaki. And it's comfortably claimed. Referee with a look at their watch. Rakic down the touchline. Angel, is there time for a seventh? Cleo Angel onto the right foot. Look for a teammate, and she's got one in all the space in the world. And it's smashed over the crossbar. Some fantastic work there from Cleo Angel to put it on a plate for Tiff Eliadis to get herself a hat-trick. But it is not to be, and that should surely be just about us at Olympic Village. Nia Sala. Does Eliadis get one more go? Does a teammate get an opportunity? Now, there was time for an opportunity, but that cross will go across the face of goal. We've got a player down behind play here. Looks like a cramp. So surely just a case of getting back to your feet, allowing play to resume, and then you can immediately head to the dugout because there can't be much longer left now. Eliadis for Salah. Offside. Eliadis winning it straight back from Heisen. Nia Salah, early ball is the cry from Caitlin Friend. It does come in. Mia Bailey, that's a fantastic save. Given the context, it probably won't make the highlight reel at the end of the season, but that was a fantastic save. Diving down low to her right. That looked all for love and money, like it was going to be a goal. And that is full time here at Olympic Village. So it is FC Bulleen Lions with 3 goals on either side of halftime that have run out comfortable winners here. 6-1 over the hosts Heidelberg United. They move to the top of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition, and they take out the first ever staging of the Keely Locker Memorial Cup. And indeed a big win for FC Bulleen Lions, a big win, but also an opportunity for us as a Victorian football family, these two clubs to reflect just on a year on, well just under a year on from a tragic passing, an opportunity to remember Keely Lockhart, the first staging of this Memorial Cup. She was a fine player, an excellent player, playing for both Heidelberg and Bulleen hence why these two sides met today for the trophy named in her honour, as well as over a decade spent with the Eltham Redbacks. She won trophies, scored goals, and was awarded individual accolades, and helped lead and inspire future generations of players as a coach working with younger girls. But Keely Lockhart's memory can't be adequately represented by just a summary of her on-field accomplishments, which were many. In the aftermath of her passing, one only needed to read the tributes pouring in from parents of the young girls she coached, describing how their children had adored working with her and she made them feel safe and inspired. The tributes from her teammates, who remembered not just a fierce competitor, but someone who would do anything for them off the field. A person who wore their heart on the sleeve right alongside those tattoos. As large a loss as she was for Victorian football, her impact on the pitch pales in the impression that she left on those around her. She was a beloved teammate, a friend, sister and daughter. And today, we honoured the memory of Keely Lockhart, forever a warrior. If you need help or in a crisis, call Lifeline on 131114. You can also visit Beyond Blue, talk to your local GP, local health professionals, or someone you trust. But from here, from Olympic Village, that's all from us as we go down to this presentation.
And then my foot slipped down and my knee went straight into the